Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Wednesday, the 9th of Rajab, 1444, corresponding with the English date, 1st of February 2023. This Majlis took place after the Magrib Salat at Darul Quran, Darul Uloom Deoband Waqf. Hazrat Wala starts off this majlis by quoting the ayat of the Quran Majid, Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutma'inna irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiyya fadkhuli fi ibadi wadkhuli jannati. Hazrat Wala says, friends, elders and most dear people, the Muhtamim Sahib has given me ijazat, and he says that whatever is easily you would be able to pass on, you may do so. Nevertheless, like that every day, work is work and you're doing this and that, but today more than normal and the safar and traveling. Nevertheless, Allah Ta'ala has sent insan. Why has he sent insan? So that he can make this nafs and the self of him so worthy that it could then, his nafs and himself and his heart could be so worthy that it can be presented in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is for this same reason that the Anbiya alayhimus salatu was salam were commissioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now Allah ta'ala in this particular ayat says, Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutma'inna, O the contented soul. In other places of the Quran, Allah Ta'ala speaks about nafs ammara and nafs lawwama. However, both of these nafs, Allah Ta'ala just speaks about them and does not address them by saying, oh this nafs or oh that nafs, because they were not deserving of being addressed. It was this nafs, the nafs mutma'inna, that was worthy of being addressed. Therefore, Allah Ta'ala had addressed it in this manner with so much of honor. Therefore, it is necessary upon every person. It is incumbent on him, and it is part and parcel of his fara'id and his wazaif, that he comes out from this particular nafs, the nafs ammara, which is constantly encouraging him to do wrong, evil, and adopting that type of particular path. And similarly, to come out of the nafs lawwama and to come into the nafs mutma'inna. It is for this very same nafs that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, by saying or using these words, Allahumma inni as'aluka nafsan bika mutma'inna. O Allah, I ask you for a nafs which is contented. I ask you for a self and a nafs, such a nafs, bika mutma'inna, that is completely and totally contented with you. Tu'minu bi liqa'ik, that believes in meeting you. وَتَرْضَى بِقَضَائِكَ, and it is happy with your decision, with your qadha. وَتَقْنَعُ بِعَطَائِكَ, and whatever you give, it is happy, rather contented with that. So Hazrat Maulana Gangohi, Hazrat Maulana Tanvi, Hazrat Maulana Qasim Sahib, all of them understood this year to be necessary, and they went to Hazrat Haji Sahib for the same express intention, so that they could achieve the nafs mutma'inna. And to make this nafs a nafs mutma'inna, what happened? They made mujahada, they went under sacrifices, etc. They struck up a relationship with the Buzrugs, here in this particular instance with that of Hazrat Haji Imdadullah, so that they could get this great wealth of nafs mutma'inna. It is for this very same thing that our mashayikh went to the door of others so that they could achieve. And I am saying this here specifically that for the people and the students here in this particular idara, we should keep this here in mind. And so long as a person has not reached the nafs mutma'inna, he is always restless and he is pareshan. Maulana Gangohi he took Hazrat Maulana Yaqub Sahib and they reached Makkah Mukarramah. Nevertheless, it was not their first time, so they were leaving and going to Medina Munawwara. However, they left Maulana Yaqub Sahib there, who was the Sadr Mudarris, the head teacher at Darul Uloom Deoband, for this express reason, so that he could stay in the blessed company of Hazrat Haji Imdadullah. So he said, Hazrat, we leaving Maulana Yaqub here. He says, Teek, lekin bolenge nahi. Not a problem, but listen, he won't speak. Now what was all this about? It was that very same thing, Islah, so that nafs could be rectified, the necessary amount of rehabilitation and rectification could come about, due to which a person could then reach their destination. Nevertheless, when they returned from their safar back from Medina, come to Makkah, Hazrat Haji Sahib says that ek hi cheez kaha, I only requested for one thing, and even that he could not fulfill. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib then remarks, and he says, but the capacity of the Sheikh was so overwhelming that the work of the murid was done then too. And when he came and he returned, so many people become Sahib Nisbat, and they get and achieve this grand connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So our Buzrugs made an effort for this. In the Kitab Tarsi'ul Jawahir al-Makkiyah, it is written that एक तो ईमान है और एक तो तकमील ईमान है. तकमील ईमान के लिए तो सोहबत ही, तकमील ईमान के लिए सोहबत, वो तो सोहबत ही से हासिल होते हैं. One is iman and one is the perfection of iman, that high stage. So for the perfection and the completion of this iman, kamal, for beauty and perfection to come in this iman of yours, this year will only be achieved with the companionship of the saintly and pious people. This ta'aleem that you're getting here, there's nothing greater than this ta'aleem. It is the ultimate. However, together with this ta'aleem, make an effort so that the love of Allah and His Rasul can come into your heart, so that the day when you complete, you become farigh, then you will be of some benefit to the people. And make an effort to achieve this nisbat which our akabirin had achieved, this grand connection, this nisbat with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib used to say that whatever I achieved from Hazrat Maulana Tanwi, that was there, jo mila mila. However, I achieved and I benefited tremendously from the Maktubat Arshidiyya. Mujhe bahut fayda hua. Also, I want to tell you people that do not just constrict and confine your ta'aleem to that of alfaz and mere words. However, go and reach up till the ma'ani, the ruh, the haqiqat. Go deep and try and get to the meanings and to the essence of all of this, the reality of it. Make an effort to get this nisbat with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh students, from now, keep this in your mind so that you can, the nisbat and the connection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this can be created in you so that your ilm and your knowledge can also become beneficial. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib, already from his student days, how he spent his time, what he done, he was so meticulous about his consumption, his eating as well. We should also think about this, that Buzrugan-e-Din kis cheez se muttasif the? What were they decorated? What were they described with? What were their salient features and what had they achieved? We should also make an effort to achieve that. And we should bring about the batini aspect as well, which is the khashiyat, the khawf, and we should be very cautious as well, so that the ruh and the reality of ilm can come into us. There is no other ilm that is greater than the ilm of Kitab and Sunnat. Nevertheless, Hazrat Wala then quotes, لا يكون العالم عالما إلا بثلاث خصال. An alim will not be an alim in the true sense until or unless he has three characteristics. لا يحتقرن من دونه. He does not look down upon those who are junior to him. ولا يحسدن من فوقه. And he does not have hasad and jealousy against those who are senior to him. وَلَا يَأْخُذُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمِهِ ثَمَنًا. And he does not take anything in exchange of his knowledge, meaning it is not only for dunya purposes. And that's when barakat will actually come. Our Buzrugane-e-Din kept in mind, they were considerate about these qualities, and therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed them with such type of a genuine ilm, an ilm ladunni, which comes from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ilm qalb, ilm akhlaq. Allah ta'ala blessed them with that. So a person, when he is the senior, he should have compassion towards the young ones, the juniors. And the one who is junior should not be proud and arrogant. He should humble himself in front of the senior so that he can achieve something. And our ilm and our knowledge and whatever we're doing should not be for dunya. Today also we should remember that why are these Darul Ulooms here? And what are the special things that need to be achieved and that we need to achieve in these Darul Ulooms? We should keep that in mind so that we can achieve that. That ilm that is achieved by means of ikhlas or coupled with ikhlas, then what about that type of ilm? Allah Ta'ala gives barakat in that type of ilm. Nevertheless, I am exhausted and I'm going to restrict it and come up till there and stop until there. Allah Ta'ala give me the tawfiq and the hidayat of passing on correctly as it's supposed to be. Sahih Tarjumani, the deen in its proper way, I can pass it on to you. Allah give me that tawfiq. Tomorrow, if I feel much better, I will say much more, and I will try and satisfy you people, or at least for that maqsad that I was called here, you called me, or why I came here, I would try to fulfill that. So let us make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma inna nas'aluka rizqan tayyiba wa ilman nafi'a wa amalan mutaqabbala. Allah, bless us with halal rizq, with beneficial knowledge and with accepted deeds. Hazrat Wala thereafter goes on to say, Ya ayyuhar rusul, Allah Ta'ala says, O the Rasuls, kulu min at-tayyibat, eat from the wholesome halal things, wa'amalu salihah, and carry out good deeds. He thereafter goes on to say that Sayyidina Abdul Quddus used to say that the ta'alluq of ilm nafi' is actually related to our rizq and our sustenance. It starts from there. If our rizq is right, it is then that we'll get ilm nafi'. When we get beneficial knowledge, it is only then that we will be inspired to do amal, and those amal then, because it is done in the right way and the inspiration came from the side of Allah, that it would actually be accepted. So Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of retaining and keeping this legacy of ilm and knowledge, continuing it, rather increasing in it this knowledge, Qasimi ilm of Hazrat Maulana Qasim Nanotwi, this knowledge, ilmi Tanwi ilm of Hazrat Tanwi, Madani ilm, that ilm of Hazrat Madani. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas sami'ul alim wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim bi hurmati sayyidin nabiyyil kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.